The VA says that it's adjusting its policies to completely comply with the executive order. Now, the EO states that the U.S. recognizes two sexes, male and female, and that they are not changeable. If you're wondering where the money will go, the VA says that these treatments will be redirected to help severely injured veterans like paralyzed vets and amputees. Well, some transgender patients may still qualify for treatments if they were already getting care through the VA. And I'm giving a voice to one local trans veteran and a city leader tonight.
The promise to us veterans, our health care, our time in, was to take care of us when we finished our enlistment or if we got discharged. That's what the VA is for. It's for taking care of all of our veterans.
Diana Patton says joining the military was her destined path, having come from a line of relatives who served.
I'm the only one in this generation, but generation before, my uncle was a veteran. My grandfather and his two brothers were veterans. So it was something I always wanted to do.
Here you can see her grandfather on the left and his brother on the right. Patton tells me she served in the Navy between 1992 and 1995. While serving, she was stationed in places like Chicago, Orlando, D.C., and Norfolk. When she learned about the Department of Veterans Affairs' announcement to end medical treatment for trans veterans, she was devastated.
It's basically telling me that my service doesn't count.
According to the announcement, effective immediately, the VA will not offer cross-sex hormone therapy to veterans who have a current diagnosis or history of or exhibit symptoms consistent with gender dysphoria, unless said veterans are already receiving care from the VA, or said veterans are receiving care from the military as part of and upon their separation from military service, and they are eligible for VA health care. Veterans who do not meet the criteria are not eligible. The VA will not provide any other medical or surgical therapy for gender dysphoria to any patients in any circumstance.
I'm not too worried about myself. I field a lot of phone calls of veterans in distress, a lot of trans people in distress. I'm the National Commander for Veterans Defending Democracy, an affiliate of Defensive Democracy. And because of what I do, I get those phone calls. I get the people on the razor's edge calling me, asking me for help.
So I think that this is a step back towards equal rights.
City of Buffalo Council member Mitch Nowakowski, who was also a member of the LGBTQ+ community, says this policy has a focal point to harm trans people for just existing or being who they are.
We've allowed the transgender community to be a punching bag to fire up a base, and it's really been at their expense. And so trans people have been a part of the LGBTQ community and were really a key voice for gay rights.
He says policies like this usually lead to further consequences.
You know, everyone always waits for their rights to be taken away to then want to come together because you know, if it's an attack on trans people, what else is it now?
Tonight, I reached out to a number of lawmakers at the state and local level who work directly with veterans or armed services related organizations. I have yet to hear back. And I also reached out to the Pride Center of Western New York. The office declined to comment.